Be honest with me. Do you ever feel like life is unfair? Like no matter how hard you try, someone else is always richer, happier, more successful? What if I told you there's a reason for that? And this ancient story might just change how you see everything. Long ago in a quiet mountain village, there lived a simple stonecutter named Taro. Every day he went to the mountains with his hammer and chisel, carving stones from the cliffs. It was hard work. His hands were rough, his back ached, and his clothes were always covered in dust. Taro often looked at the rich people in the village, the merchants, the nobles, even the king, and thought, why was I born poor? Why must I work so hard while others live so easily? One day, as he sat under a tree, exhausted, he sighed and whispered, I wish I could be rich. Then I would be happy. At that moment, a mystical voice echoed through the wind. Your wish is granted. Taro blinked. Before he could even understand what happened, his simple clothes turned into fine silk robes. His hands were suddenly soft and clean. Around him stood servants, bowing deeply. He was no longer a poor stonecutter. He was a rich merchant. Taro laughed with joy. I have everything I want now. For a while he enjoyed his new life. He had gold, a beautiful house, and people who obeyed him. But then one day, as he walked outside, he felt the burning sun above him. It was so hot that even his wealth could not protect him. He looked up at the sky and thought, the sun is stronger than wealth. I wish I could be the sun. Again, the mystical voice whispered, your wish is granted. Suddenly, Taro was no longer a man. He had become the blazing sun itself. He shined brightly over the land, burning everything beneath him. Now he was the most powerful thing in the world. But then something strange happened. A dark cloud drifted across the sky and covered him. No matter how hard he burned, the cloud blocked his light. Taro became angry. This cloud is stronger than me. I wish I could be a cloud. Your wish is granted. Now Taro floated in the sky as a huge storm cloud, pouring rain over the land. He flooded villages, washed away crops, and felt powerful. But soon, Yuri, he hit something he could not move. A mountain. No matter how much he rained, the mountain stood strong, unmoving. Taro became frustrated. The mountain is stronger than the cloud. I wish I could be a mountain. Your wish is granted. Now Taro was a great mountain, standing tall and unshaken by the world. He felt invincible. But then one day, he felt something sharp chipping at his side. He looked down and saw a small man with a hammer and chisel, a stonecutter. Taro gasped. A simple stonecutter is stronger than a mighty mountain, and at that moment, he understood. He had been chasing power, thinking happiness came from being something else. But in the end, he had always been what he was meant to be. And then, the mystical voice whispered one last time, your wish is granted. Taro opened his eyes and found himself back in his old life, holding his hammer and chisel covered in dust. But this time, he smiled. For the first time, he truly felt free. Happiness doesn't come from being powerful or rich. It comes from accepting who you are. The more we chase something else, the more we lose ourselves. How often do we think, if only I had more, I'd be happy? But maybe, just maybe, we already have what we need. If this story made you think, hit like, share it with someone who needs this wisdom, and subscribe for more Zen tales. Remember, true happiness begins when you stop chasing and start living.